Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here is a residential application. So this is a screened-in room. You can see we have a dining area over here and then a reclining area over here. There's a sofa and a couple of chairs, and I'm sure there's a coffee table in the middle. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. First of all, let's look at the dimensions that I have. I have a length of 24.6. The height here is 8, and I believe the height in the middle is 10. Let's just throw it on here real quick. Give me 1 second. So 11 feet, and the dimension here is 16.2, and I think these are all on the inside edges, or nope, rather on the outside edges here. So I have these are 4x4 beams, and then I believe there's a door either located here or here, but as long as that door swings outwards, let's just remove this here and say it's right there, but as long as that door swings outwards, that's fine. Again, this is a screened-in room, so there'll be screen mesh around most of this here. And as you can see, I have located four 4,000 watt Infratech heaters. The height of the Infratech bottom edge here would be 8'4" at this edge here. And then you can see here I have them spread 12 feet apart. Now normally I wouldn't spread the heaters that far apart, but because there's two different sections here, I think it'll be okay in this application. Also, I like to have the heaters above the seating position as much as possible, so that the ray itself will be as high as possible and even as possible. So you can see here I have the heater roughly 1 foot 5 5/8 from this edge to this edge here. So you can see there's the dimension. The reason I have that is because the clearance is below. I'm trying to meet the clearance to these beams here, or posts rather. So that's why I have them this close, but you could easily just change this and move these heaters slightly more inwards, and then change the degree of of the angle. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to move them back here for a minute. Let's go ahead and see what the oh, and just so we know that the clearance above the heaters met with the 6-inch bracket, no problem. And let's turn the dimension off here. So here you have the footprint of the ray. So the ray is actually pretty good here, and that's why I'm okay with this application. Now if you were standing here, you wouldn't be physically in the ray, and that might not be comfortable, but sitting should not be a problem at all. You have some good crossover rays from the two outer edges here. You can see they cross over, and if you were sitting here, you would have plenty of heat. And then of course this dimension here, you may have to adjust the position of the table slightly, and or even the furniture over here. We're getting pretty good coverage over here. I got the heat almost foot to this edge here. And so just so you know, I've taken the center and I moved the heater 6 feet this direction, and the center moved the heater 6 foot in this direction. So that's where I got my placement. Again, normally I would like to have this all covered, but because we're dealing with two different seating positions and zones, we'll call it, that's not a problem. Now, you can go to a 6,000 watt unit. I'm not sure that you would need to, but if you're the type of person that wanted more heat, then a 6,000 watt unit would be fine. But you definitely want to consider a control system for that. That way you can dim them down to what you're looking for. 4,000 watt, you'd probably use it on 100% most of the time. so you probably wouldn't need a control. Now, if you're the type of person that wants a control so you can, fine tune it, then no problem. I would go with 2 zones, zone back here, zone up here, and that would cover those spaces just well. I think the degree of angle I have on here from horizontal, so if you were to place this heater pointed straight to the ground, I have this at a 15-degree angle to accomplish this coverage. You can go to a 20, and then you'd miss some of this edge here, and that in this example here, it's obviously fine. And if you were to move the heaters up like I originally made a quote about, then you would want to change that angle down, so it's maybe a 10 to 5-degree angle, just depending on how far up you go. But again, you want to make sure you don't get too close to where the fan blades are in this zone of clearance here. You want to make sure you're meeting all those clearances. And that's true with the 6,000 watt unit as well. Now, 4,000 watt, you can go to a slimline unit. The slimline unit is a little bit different in its dimension as far as shape. It's a 5x3. This is 8 here by 3, and the only thing is the slimline. It's either black or it's got a silver color. I like the stainless, even though this model doesn't show, but the stainless reflects the colors around it, so I think it's a little bit nicer of a option as far as trying to hide the heaters as much as possible. You're not really hiding them, but at least you're reflecting the colors around it, is my point. So I think that is all the information. This looks like a pretty good example, and yeah. So if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application, just send us an email to support@patioheat.com, and we don't monetize this, so you don't have to be hassled with ads on YouTube here. So if you give us a thumbs up, that helps the algorithm so that we can get more people to see what we can do for them to help. So I appreciate a thumbs up, and I thank you very much, and you have a great day.